Okay. This movie also better have a rockin', head bobbin', dance your fucking ass off theme song like the original. You know what I'm talking about. What's happening, film friends? Dave the Film Junkie here. All right, finally, let's talk about Mortal Kombat, for God's sakes. Sadly, like this, I think this came out on Thursday. Yeah, came out on Thursday, I think. Or maybe it was Friday. I don't remember. But I haven't really had time to talk about them fully, and I thought I'd dedicate an entire video because when it comes to me and Mortal Kombat, I'm a fan. I haven't really played since Mortal Kombat 4, though. I mean, maybe I've like here and there checked things out, but when it came to the original trilogy, I played. I mean, as much as I like playing Street Fighter also, but that was like my brother was all about Street Fighter. I was all about Mortal Kombat. I had Mortal Kombat on my Game Boy. I had Mortal Kombat Game Gear. I had, Super Nintendo. I had all three, especially. And one little interesting story. I remember one time I was at the state line with my mom. And, while she was doing her gambling thing, she gave me some money to go to the arcade. And I remember one arcade in one of the hotel casinos there, state line for Nevada and California, for those who don't know. And I remember they were starting to set up like this console with like a big screen and stuff like that. And it was like, what is going on? And then I walked up and I looked and it was for Mortal Kombat 3. I was so excited. Didn't get to play because everybody was like lined up to play, but I was like watching other people play Mortal Kombat 3 for like 2.5 hours. That's just the way it was. Mortal Kombat's one of those games that when you went to the arcade, people crowded around because they wanted to watch the fatalities and the moves and everything, especially the fatalities. If you could pull off a fatality with all that pressure, like live on the console with the joystick and everything like that, you were the fucking shit, because it's easy to do it at home on a controller when you have the time, you have all the codes, and you're trying to do like these elaborate, some of them are easy, some of them are fucking insane. I remember like when my brother would, Saturday morning bowling, and of course I had to go, little arcade in there. What was the main attraction? Mortal Kombat 2. So, so that's where I lie when it comes to my relationship with Mortal Kombat. Played 4, but that's when it turned to full on like, Tekken. It was like, oh wait, this is not just like seeing it like normal Mortal Kombat. This is totally different. They're doing like the full on more 3D kind of animation and stuff like that. So I kind of fell off. And then of course, and then I got into other stuff and other games, and it just I just kind of fell off. But when it comes to the original movie by Paul W.S. Anderson, which I don't really commend much that he does, but I do commend him for 2 movies, Mortal Kombat and Event Horizon. Seemed like he had 2 big winners, and then he just, I guess I can give him a little bit when it comes to Resident Evil. The first one, kind of, and then it's just the sequels no. But even the first one has issues. That Three Musketeers movie, what the fuck with? Anyways, so I don't know. I haven't seen his new movie, right? He has a new movie out there. I should watch that, I guess. But he's never really. What else? Oh yeah, didn't he try to do Alien vs. Predator, PG-13? Yeah, that's the director that we're talking about here, right? Ugh, that frustrated and made me upset. Alien vs. Predator. Holy shit, PG-13. Whoa. Anyways, all right. So let's go to the EW article right here, and of course they were greeted with Liu Kang and Kung Lao. Kung Lao. I love playing Kung Lao in 2 and 3. It was great. Mortal Kombat first look inside the R-rated reboot, fatalities and all. Time to fight. Director Simon McQuoid promises blood, gore, and for the first time fatalities. Yeah, because they kind of touched it in the original movie, but it was more like Scorpion and Johnny Cage were fighting. And he does take off his mask and, I guess, skin and blows fire at him. But Johnny Cage finds a random shield to block himself. And then he leaves a signed headshot. Friendship. Yeah, so it says right here, when you think of Mortal Kombat, you think of blood. Buckets of it, the kind of gruesome splatter that comes from Kala Ma Shakti Dang. I'm not even going to try to do that. An opponent in a savage fight to the death. But blood, as director Simon McQuoid thought of, in his upcoming video game inspired movie reboot. It has many meanings. Blood represents family, but blood represents a connection. Blood represents who we are. Without getting too overcomplicated, what we did is use blood executionally, and it starts with flowing right from the get-go. If the new take on Mortal Kombat revealed in EW's exclusive first look photos is a blood universe, then McCoy says the kunai blade lies at the center. It's a signature weapon of a fan favorite game character Hanzo Hasashi, aka Scorpion, played by the Wolverine and Twilight Samurai star Hiroyuki Sanada. We did a bit of research, and the kunai is actually an ancient Japanese gardening tool. So one of the earliest shots in the movie is the kunai blade being used as a gardening tool by Hanzo's wife. So there you go. We're gonna get some origin. This is Sub-Zero and Scorpion right there. We're gonna have, it even says right here, it's produced by Todd Garner of Aquaman's James Wan's, James Wan is producing this too, I think, by the way. Begins with a crucial piece of lore from the original games, the blood feud between the clans of Hanzo and Baihan. Yeah. Warriors Joe, the warrior who's going to be playing Sub-Zero is Joe Taslim. The 10-minute opening sequence kicks off in feudal Japan long before these fighters wielded supernatural abilities as Scorpion and Sub-Zero, and it ends in a pretty nasty hand-to-hand combat between the two. McCoy says it's why the first-time feature filmmaker cast Sanada and Taslim, two actors known for their martial arts prowess. Hanzo's the leader of a ninja clan, and he's strong, but also at the beginning, he's a peaceful family man. It is like a family drama with excitingly brutal. This is from Sanada, by the way. It's like a family drama with excitingly brutal fighting. That's the image of this movie for me. Story of Baihan and Hanzo needed to be told within the fight. Yes, good. Get some origin story. I mean, we didn't get that in the first one. I mean, there was that Scorpion movie. I forgot exactly what it was called that came out recently. It was pretty damn good, which touched, of course, on a lot of this. There's some great camera moves to give it a bit of dynamism and dynamism, that make it really enjoyable. We need it to be really elemental and really brutal. It's not a shiny film. I wanted the dirt and the grime to come through. Yes. Okay, this guy's totally speaking to me where I wanted it to be. It's not going to be some just like polished up fucking movie. It's going to be brutal. The brutality carries over to present, where we meet Kolyan, a woolly new character in the Mortal Kombat world, played by actor and martial artist Louis Tan. Everybody was thinking that he was going to be playing like maybe not Liu Kang, but Johnny Cage. And well, when you read the description of this character, Johnny Cage-esque, someone who prides himself on performing his own stunts despite the aches and pains that come along the way from training. When we first meet Cole, he's in a really bad spot. He's down on his luck. He's kind of a washed up MMA fighter who used to be a champion and used to believe in himself, who used to have a lot of hope in his career, and it's all gone down the drain. Who does that sound like? Just replace it with movie star. But then there was that added thing with movie star. Everybody was saying that, Cage is a phony. Yeah. And then it says, it's a very interesting place for a hero to start. And I think that along the journey of Mortal Kombat and Cole discovering where he comes from, you're introduced to all these other iconic characters and elements that everybody loves so dearly. Cole knows nothing of his heritage aside from the mysterious birthmark on his chest in the shape of the Mortal Kombat symbol. Tan remains mum on how the birthmark connects to the character's origins, but agrees it's a unique symbol that will eventually tie into the journey that he's going on. It remains the only clue Cole has when the sinister sorcerer and emperor of the realm Outworld, Shang Tsung, played by Chin Han, sends Sub-Zero, who is now cryomancy, who now has his cryomancy powers, to hunt him down. And we got this image, and you actually saw this when it came to that HBO Max showing like that reel. You actually see him. He's forming a fucking ice sword. That's badass. That is so cool. And you can kind of see his mask right there. And I think the headpiece looks pretty damn good. It looks like it has like an M on his head. But I love that. I love that. Because Sub-Zero, I'd say Johnny Cage, I played with him a lot, but I think Sub-Zero was probably my overall favorite character when it came to all three. I always loved like the third one when you had like Sub-Zero, not wearing his ninja gear and he was unmasked and everything like that. Then there was like an option to bring him, and then there was like a story where there was two. Yeah. Anyways, Major Jax Briggs. Let's see. A special forces major who bears the same mark as Cole urges him to seek out Sonya Blade. She ferries him onward to the next leg of the journey, and the thunderous elder god known as Lord Raiden, Thor's top on. I can't even say his name. Asanu. I'm trying to remember who exactly that is. He grants sanctuary of his temple at those with the mark. There, Cole encounters even more recognizable characters from Mortal Kombat games. Liu Kang, played by Ludi Lin, who of course was in Power Rangers. Kung Lao. I love how that always came out. Kung Lao, played by actor and stuntman Max Hung, and Kano, the guy from Superstore, Josh Lawson. That's right. As they all train for a high-stakes tournament to defeat the invading enemies from Outworld. So what, Kano's kind of a good guy in this? Interesting. Tan is familiar with the idea and legacy. His father, Philip Tan, began his career Tim Burton's Batman. He's talking about, okay, so a little backstory right there. I've been playing the game since I was a kid. For lack of a better describe it, talking about all that. Cole is certainly something fans haven't seen before, while many gamers can call out the unique fight moves of familiar names like the Daggers of Melina, played by actress CeCe Stringer. Tan used to own experienced and develop a fresh style for Cole. Used his own. He pulled from UFC fighter George Masvidal for the salt of the earth grit, while also tapping into Muay Thai, judo, jiu-jitsu, and MMA roots. Interesting. I wanted to make sure that everyone respected the material, the lore of Mortal Kombat, the fans, and the love they have for this. Everyone was clear on it. Don't worry, McQuaid. The fans will still rip it to shreds no matter what. Oh, man. I mean, he's in for, even though like the movie's probably going to be badass and awesome, the fans will just rip it apart probably, because that's what fans love to do. It's not the movie I would have made. Okay. As a joke, McCoy told stunt coordinator Kyle Gardner, the craft of the best fight sequences ever done in a movie ever. In reality, these action pieces are some of the highest rated elements of the movie to come out of the early test screenings, according to McCoy and Tan. We need to be smart about how we go about the fights, the director notes. And there are times you'll see when you see the movie that it's like, F it, let's just have some fun. I love that. It's definitely not going to be PG-13. That's what we want to know right there. Out of context, this quote will seem incendiary. It's not. The rules around ratings aren't what a lot of people think they are, he says. It's amount of blood. It's amount of red. It's interpretation of how you go about it. We had a lot of discussions about getting the balance right. So there was gore and there was blood and there were fatalities. He pauses to repeat what he said. And there is gore, blood, and fatalities. That's what we want to hear right there. And then we got Kano right here, which it doesn't look like, Kano normally has like the eyepiece on the outside. It looks like it's like built in because his eye is red, but he's got some scars. So that's unique. That's different. It's interesting. Fatalities. As the dramatic finishing moves from the game that often involve severing someone completely in half or ripping out someone's spine. Yes, that was Sub-Zero's. Will be realized for the first time in Mortal Kombat movie. There are some crazy fatalities, Tan confirms. We've picked a couple of iconic ones. Good. There's a lot of really cool signature moves that you'll see, a lot of Easter eggs that we snuck into the film, but there are some really badass fatalities that I can't wait to see on the big screen. They're brutal, man. They don't hold back. At the same time, McCoy didn't want to get an NC-17 territory, he notes. It's amazing how quickly you can get there. It doesn't take much, at least not for a Mortal Kombat movie. Wow. April 16th, guys. Theaters, HBO Max. Woo! Well, there you go. I'm excited. I'm hyped. This is sounding badass. It's going to be something fresh, something new. I mean, I was just worried, like, please don't give us another PG-13. Like, okay, cool, some cool fighting, familiar characters. We get the story. Go. We want to see some really badass like fatalities. I mean, that's what was interesting about the original movie. Was like, how do you do fatalities? Because then you're just going to start offing characters. And I'm curious about that with this too. It's like, Because when you do tournament mode, solo mode in the games, yeah, you're literally going up the chain and you're killing every character. They're all dying. I mean, is there going to be a pit? That's what I wonder. Are they going to have the pit? Is there going to be a bridge and someone's going to get knocked off into some spikes? What's up? I mean, that was in the original movie. You know, that was cool. There was different versions of the pit too as it went through. But yeah, it just kind of makes you wonder, like, what the heck? Interesting. What's going to be happening with all that? Is there going to be a pit? Is there going to be familiar settings that we saw, like the backdrops in the Mortal Kombat games, the original ones? That'll be cool. But no, I cannot wait for the first trailer. I'm just wondering, like, when we're going to get it. And I'm sure it's going to blow us away, and it's going to show some pretty intense fight choreography. That's what I'm really looking forward to right there, is how great these fights look. You know, there's some good stuff in the original one, but obviously, you know, it was a smaller movie. It was the 90s. Now it's like, you better go fucking full raid or not go at all. You know, that's basically the way it's looking right there. Anyways, all right, guys, that was pretty much it. So when the first trailer shows up, of course, I'll do a reaction. We'll be talking about it. I'll probably be breaking it down too, because yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. Definitely excited as an old school, an OG Mortal Kombat fan. I still know the blood code, guys. That's how OG I am. For Sega Genesis, ABACABB. Bam. Punch that into your fucking controller. It's like cemented up here. ABACABB. I just remember that code because I punch it in all the time. Get over here. And you're like, yes, we're going to see. I can rip out the guy's spine, or I can rip his heart out. Yes. Exciting. Always wanted that blood code. Anyways, guys. All right. I'm rambling. Anyways, let me know your thoughts about it down below. What do you think about all this? Hit that like, thumbs up button if you'd be so kind. Subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell. Hit that join button if you want to become a Film Junkie member. Go ahead and do that. Pretty sweet. Or if you want to join the Film Junkie Patreon, that is also provided down below, which of course that helps out the pirate ship greatly, and there's some perks that come with it, so definitely do that. Or if you want to do get some merchandise, and of course follow me on the sock meds that are Twitter, Instagram, and there's a Facebook page as well. But yeah, get yourself a shirt, hoodie, a mask, a mug, whatever you want. All right, guys, talk to you later.